Okay, so now we're coming to the end, the bitter end, and we've got the opportunity for people to ask questions for the next 20 minutes if required. We may end a bit earlier depending on the questions we get. So all of the partners are now available to answer questions. And if you can either, I'm not sure, Hannah, if you can see the chat, if people are posting questions in the chat, or if you just want to put your hand up and Michelle can unmute you if you've got a question. We need to encourage people. Well, I've got a question, Jakob.
Yes.
So with the marshmallow experiment, how successful was it? How many children?
Well, actually, we don't know yet. We don't know yet because they got it on Tuesday. But maybe we could use your question to maybe, Helle, if you would explain a little bit extra about it. Would that be okay?
Yeah. Because we couldn't have the meeting live, we need to do it online. I think it could be good to have a little experiment and bring something physically home to the parents. So therefore we have made some marshmallows to get with the children home and some questions. And the first I look for was, have the parents seen the marshmallows? Have the children eat them before we have the meeting? Or did they wait for us to wait to the meeting to eat the marshmallows? And we couldn't know because there was I think there was 65. Was there?
Yeah, 65 participants. Yes.
Participants. So we couldn't speak with them all, but they have to answer a question they have got home. So we have to wait for that. But it was just a gimmick to bring them closer to us, even if it was live, not live.
Yeah, and I think in a way it's a way of doing a mesh up of being online and physical. I mean, so the idea is to bring something physical home to the participants that are participating online, so to say. So I thought that was an interesting idea. And maybe they just all ate the marshmallows right away, but let's see. It will be a part of the discussion topic when we meet in real life.
Great.
Yeah, you can say also that we had this interesting introduction from the psychologist and researcher Rune Kaplan this evening, and he told about this research giving some 60 years ago, and he actually followed up this man who gave this research after 40 years and looked at the people who could resist eating them altogether, and they had more success in their lives. So I think you all have to think back, could you resist the marshmallows when you were young?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably not, yeah.
So I wonder if any of our teachers are here who participated in any of the training activities. For example, any of our teachers who went to Spain, physically involved in the LTA, would they like to make a comment? Because I know that there are a couple of Spanish colleagues here who attended. Elena and Francesca, if you've got any of your colleagues here who might want to make a comment about their training.
Well, I can say that we have a couple of teachers who participated in Spain in September, and they have got together to see how do we make a line from kindergarten to 9th grade. So this is one of the results of the Spain trip.
Brilliant. And have you been able to implement that into your school, into any of the activities?
Yeah, right now they have a schedule for a year in every class, and what they want to do is to compare these plans for each class. They have a line through the school is how do we implement who conduct the orchestra. So so this is a progression in what we do.
Fabulous. Well, we'll be interested to see more about that. We've got people that are having to leave, unfortunately. Well, thank you for that. Is it Bjorn? Bjorn? Is that how you pronounce it? Thank you for that contribution. And I don't know if we have, I mean, Michelle, did you want to say anything about your experience when you went to the teaching activity in Spain? Hello?
Sorry, just had to mute there.
Yeah.
I guess for us in Hammersmith and Fulham, it was really enriching and great to see how engaged our teachers were with the topic. Unfortunately, they said they've just left a message saying that she had to leave and she'll be looking at the recording. But I think for us in Hammersmith and Fulham is just learning from other colleagues in other countries how the sort of 4 fundamentals fall into the sort of activities that do with parents and teachers. And I guess I have one question for colleagues that I may have missed during your presentations, which would be, during your test phases when you were presenting the 4 fundamentals, was there one that stood out particularly for teachers, and how did it differ for parents, for example? So when you were presenting the sort of 4 fundamentals, and I don't know if Spain, Italy or Turkey or even Denmark would like to respond to that.
And when we have the meeting in Tuesday, I talk about the 4 fundamental, but we have no discussion because it was online. So and a lot of people. So I just have to inform them about it. But we couldn't have the discussion and that was very sad.
But you did. I mean, it sounds like you had well, hear about the results, but the self-control aspect seemed quite an important one. So that was really helpful to hear. And what about our colleagues in Turkey? Because you showed us some of your videos, some of the activities you were conducting as well. Which fundamental, or do you think all 4 just melded into one? That's a question for Ida and Figen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Ida.
Okay. In Turkey, as far as we observed, and also the teachers and the parents' comments, depending on their comments, we saw that most of the teachers have problems related to self-control in class. And they wanted to focus specifically on that fundamental, although they thought the others were also important. So the students in class who were reluctant to participate were eager to participate during the outing, for example, in the park while they were having fun. They all raised their hands to answer the teacher's questions and so on. So it was really nice to see them. It is not self-control, in fact. It's maybe the classroom conditions. They feel bored. They feel maybe a little bit tired in lessons. That's the reason they don't want to participate all the time. But in the park, they felt free, and most of the time they could take out of their masks, and they wanted to participate because it was something like a different classroom atmosphere, a different classroom environment for them. So they were having a class, but they weren't feeling bored. So in fact, and because it was their suggestion to organize an event like this, to have the classroom hour outside the class, they felt really happy. And the teachers are also thinking about developing some activities, some action plans with the teachers and students, with the parents and the students' contribution to deal with the other fundamentals also.
Yeah. Thank you, Ida. Yeah, I mean, I'd echo some of what you're saying actually, because outdoor learning has become quite a big thing here as well in the UK, and obviously dependent upon weather, as it will be in Denmark too. You know, we find a lot of our activities, especially the summer workshops that we've done, children do exhibit more self-control in those situations because they want to listen, they want to engage, and they're much more enthusiastic than in the classroom, obviously. And that's why we sort of aligned a lot of what we're doing on this project with our climate education activities. So that gives them the opportunity to learn about their environment, but also to engage and to be, you know, with positivity, I suppose, and being outside and feeling like you're outside the strictures of a classroom is quite beneficial, I think, particularly for this age group.
Yeah, and I think an extra comment could be, I think it was very nice to see some of the examples where in a way you might expect something to be something like you're pointing your finger and you're doing exercises where you have to behave in the right way, but it's not done in that way. It's done in a playful way. I think among others, some of the great things we saw from Spain was on how to turn this into a great family experience with play and theater and music and so on. So that's been great to see with all of your examples, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think when you've got families involved as well in these activities, then it becomes a really lovely shared collaborative experience. And that's the real benefit of a lot of these examples. Okay, so have we got any other questions or comments? Anything in the chat? Anybody else like to make another comment? Ib, did you want to make a comment about anything?
No, just if partners after this session could just stay for 5 or 10 minutes. But I was very happy with the way you took us through everything, Diana and Michelle, and also that we managed, although I couldn't imagine that all these nearly 100 slides we could go through that quickly. So I'm surprised and happy. So thank you very much.
Oh, well, and thank you. So I think, well, unless we, you know, if people do have comments, who you know, attendees have comments and they want to put questions in, then we can follow those up. We'll obviously make sure the recording is available for all our attendees as well, and therefore dissemination to any other colleagues who couldn't attend today. And really, it's just, you know, for my final end remarks, it's, you know, as Ib said, it's been brilliant, you know, so thank you so much. And I still can't believe that we've managed to get all this work done virtually, despite the 4 meetings that we were meant to have, physical meetings, but we've managed to get things done. And we did extend the project slightly because of the pandemic, you know, the big P word. And, you know, I think we as a partnership have collaborated very well. We followed the 4 fundamentals too as adults. And thank you very much to our partners here and our lead partner, Ib and Jakob, for managing the project and for inviting us to be a part of this project. So we're looking forward to all the final results. We're looking forward to the evaluations and completing, I mean, the handbook is virtually completed, but just adding those final touches to the handbook. And we'll make sure that everyone has access to the website and the portal. And I know that Michelle has shared a feedback form on the chat, so we'd be really grateful if any participants could complete that as well, so that we can share that and give that to our partners in Italy who are responsible for evaluation. So any other final remarks from anyone before we...
That should just be a great thanks to all the schools who's been actually participating. Without them, we would not be able to do this. And maybe also, not because I'm trying to be friendly, but also a great thanks to Helle, because in a way, some of it's actually her work in a way we are building upon. So, and I wouldn't have any clue about anything if I haven't been able to read her book and to talk about with her and so on. So just a thanks to all those who actually supported us the entire way. That's amazing. So.
Okay, so I think so we'll close a little bit early, which is good because we've obviously managed to get all our information over. So we'll say goodbye to our colleagues who have attended. So thank you for all of you for attending. And as Ib asked, if we could stay on for 5 minutes, those partners who are involved, and just run through a couple of things. So thank you very much, everybody, and thank you to Michelle for sharing the slides, and to Hannah for recording, etc., etc. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.